Welcome back to Bored to Death, the podcast where we're wishing you a very happy Halloween this weekend.
Happy Halloween.
Yes.
This week we've got Dave is back. Nice to have you back, Dave.
All right.
We've got Liam.
Hi.
Lewis.
Hello.
And Craig's going to be taking some pictures of us today.
Righty.
How's everyone feeling?
Not bad.
A little bit knackered. Yeah, a little bit knackered.
Same.
First thing on a Saturday. Well, it's 12
Yeah,
o'clock,
I know.
but you get what I'm saying.
Nice and early.
yeah, exactly.
Right, speaking of Halloween, what's your favourite horror film?
Oh, fucking Friday the 13th. Absolutely.
The OG.
The OG ones, man. I can literally go on and on. Like, there's like 13 different movies from that. But like, I can probably pick bits from different ones, but that would probably take like 4 episodes to do. So
It's maybe not like super classic, but I love that film, A Quiet Place. I
that's
went
a
to
really
see
good
that
film.
in the cinema, man, and I was like physically on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, it was, I don't know, the first one especially is so good, but
Yeah, it's even like...
I'm not a massive fan of like gore and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I thought the second one was really good at that. They did
Yeah.
a good job of like making it like one kind of story. It was really good.
I was a big fan of the reboot Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Which reboot?
is that the
I think it
Netflix
was
one?
like the one around the mid 2000s.
I
I think it was like
2003
one
one,
of
yeah,
the
that is
first
good.
like sort of horror movies I think I ever watched.
Yeah, that is good. That one.
Good hack and slash mess.
Did you watch the Netflix one?
No, I actually haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, they've just
Isn't
like rebooted it again, haven't they?
Apparently quite shite.
There was a
Disappointing.
reboot between that as well. There was like a 2003, maybe like a 2017, and then like another one. Like I think it's been rebooted 3 times in like a decade and a half.
But as bad as the Halloween franchise, like
Oh, they can
crank them
reboot
out,
that
like-
forever.
Are you talking about the Rob Zombie Halloween ones? Or?
just in general, there's just every year there's like
Yeah, I think
it's the
there's-
final one and it's like
Yeah,
another
there's like
6 in the works.
I think the new ones are pretty good actually, man. Like,
yeah, there's like 4 different canons of like Halloween. Like if you start from the first film, there's like 4 different like ways it goes.
I was
Pretty
actually,
fucked up
I was
now.
actually explaining this to my girlfriend the other day, man. It's like, because she was just getting into it, and it's like the new canon now is like the first movie, and then the new ones that are
yeah.
coming out right now. So every one in between is just been like, cancelled pretty much.
It's weird. And then the other one was like 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. And then there was the Rob Zombie ones that exist on their own. It was just like, I think it's...
What are you talking about? They never happened.
Yeah. It's like a bit
I don't
of a-
remember them.
What about you, Craig?
I think probably going back to yourself, it was Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, purely because it's just got a wee goofy kind of Goonies effect to a horror film. But,
I bought that on video.
it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant, man. I think I was probably one of the first ones I actually sat and watched through and was like, oh, this is actually quite good, because I just didn't like watching horror films at one point, but
Yeah.
lockdown slowly changed that.
Yeah. Mine's, I think it's between 2. I think one would be The Ring. Because that was like one of the first ones I seen when I was like too young to see it, and it's even watching that as an adult, by the way, it's fucked up. Like it's really, really like I don't know. And the other one would be Wrong Turn.
Oh,
seen
I've
that?
seen that.
Oh god, I don't ever knew it was that much a cult film. But yeah, Wrong Turn, 2003. Elijah Dusko and Desmond Harrington. Check it out. It's very, very good. But yeah, speaking of Halloween, it's that time of year we're going into. Skateboarders' favourite time of year between October and March. Are you looking forward to winter?
Well, I actually just got these dungarees. Sorry, I'm going to show them off because I fucking love these boys. But I'll tell you what, right? I'm looking forward to these winter months and these.
You just
because-
can't see this, but we're seeing it, and they're fucking pretty good. by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah.
I'm digging them.
They're functional. They're fashionable. Like, my legs are going to be warm. That's all I'm saying. Like, this season, I'm going to be all right.
Fair dues, fair dues.
All I can say is I'm glad I'm not staying in Glasgow for winter. It is the most depressing time in Glasgow.
Yeah.
I stayed here before and
Yeah.
it wasn't dry between like October to March, like once when I stayed here previously. It was horrible.
Yeah.
I just couldn't skate, couldn't do much. It was just grey, bleak and misery for months.
Months and months, yeah. It's just the darkness. It's just like...
It is. It's just
Yeah.
dark. It's like light for maybe 2 hours a day.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you can't see 2 feet in front of you.
I do an office job, so I always like go in at like 8:30, so it's like pitch black, and then come out at like 25 to 6 and it's pitch black. Because I don't smoke anymore, like before when I smoked, I've like got
Go
cigarette
outside at
breaks
least.
as well. It's like, but like because like I don't do it anymore, like during the day, it's just weird. It's like you're living in constant darkness. There's a horror movie title for you. Constant Darkness.
There's actually a Winnie the Pooh horror movie coming out.
I seen that.
What?
And it's
Yeah,
actually canon as well because Disney lost the rights to them or gave up the rights to them now.
Damn.
The trailer just came out 2 days ago.
What is
man.
it like? Winnie Pooh is a
Blood
murderous
and,
bear.
No, it's called Blood and Honey.
Oh right.
Yeah, there's a trailer out for it, man. Like,
Sick.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch that. Can't wait to see it.
What about people outside cities in this time of year, as in like skaters outside cities, like where there's no indoor parks? Like, so if you're not from like Edinburgh, Glasgow, Aberdeen, there's like no indoor park. What's your advice for them?
Better have a friend that can drive.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm from Perth, so our closest indoors are all at least an hour's drive. So like with the price of trains and public transport not being reliable,
And then paying to get in.
like it's like a 30 quid trip just to go skate for a few hours minimum. Like once you factor in fuel, food, and to actually get in for a few hours, it's not fun.
Nah.
But you gotta try and make it work the best you can, or find a shelter and hope you can skate flat for a little bit. Like it's the best way.
Yeah,
you
and
can
that's
do
it. There's not really anything. There's nowhere like I'm from Aberdeen originally, and even up there's not a whole lot of places like like Kingston where there's even just a bridge. Like it's not ideally for skating under. I mean, now it's a skate park, but you get what I'm saying. Like unless like I'm sure you're talking about TX as well.
Yeah, that's a 2-hour drive.
Yeah,
for us. Like,
exactly.
It's rough.
We would always go in and just like try and make the most of it. Like go in and skate for like 6 hours and then be dead by the end of it. But you got your money's worth because like I was the same. Like I came from like a wee village. So it was like okay, so like it was a mission to get there. It wasn't something to be taken lightly.
Yeah, there's definitely a lack of indoor parks. Now I think about it, like across the whole country.
I should have seen something like it was in Norway. Like they had skate parks, but it was just like
they're like partially covered.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Like a bike shed sort of deal.
We're looking into trying to get something like that in Paris, but like costs, and,
money,
like, you have to like the council on board, and like the legal red tape's like ridiculous.
To put a roof over an entire skate park must cost like a fortune, man.
Yeah, they're not on board with like giving us any money towards it so far. It's like, come on. Like,
guess if you can't go for that, just go for your local car park instead. That's probably my advice. Instead of like, if you don't want to fork out like 10-15 quid for like a few hours of skating, then that's it.
Oh, another thing, fucking squeegees, man. If you invest in a squeegee, take a squeegee down with you, like, because we'd go down to Westburn like first thing in the morning, or not first thing, but early on, so squeegee it all up, and then you come back like 1 o'clock and it'd be like dry and you could skate it. So a little bit of hard work if you're like really committed and you really wanting to get like
if you've got
skating.
a few like folk that are keen to like, do it, like,
exactly.
It's not the worst mission.
Yeah. So you're from Perth, Liam?
Yeah.
When did you get your first skateboard?
I mean, I think I had one when I was like super young, but like I first started like properly skating would have been I was like 12, so about 2005. So I don't know how long that was, but 17 years now. I'm 29.
Oh,
I was like 29 like 2 weeks ago. So, but yeah, no, like when the park, that was the first, like Perth Skate Park was the first big park in Scotland. Like it cost $250,000, which was like insane at the time.
Yeah.
And then like compared to like Sutton, which was like over $1 million to make, like it gets shadowed now. But that Perth's like tight. It's kind of the park that no one ever comes to. Everyone goes around it, but no one ever comes to it. So we hold it down quite well, I think.
And then did you just, from getting your first board, just continuously skate?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever really stopped. Like, you kind of get that itch, and you start learning your first sort of few tricks. And I think it kind of formed a little bit of a sense of identity when I was like going into teenage life. That was still when Neds were a prevalent thing. So it was like, you're the Moshe with skateboard and all that malarkey. So, and obviously Avril Lavigne invented skateboarding prior to that. So like,
established in 2002.
So you get heard Skater Boy getting sung every week and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, it's fun.
There's one time I was skating through Glasgow and I got rolling, and I couldn't even get mad. I was like, that's original.
Fair, like,
I was like,
different pattern.
Mix up a wee bit, man.
I know the word mosher, like It's
That's one I've never heard.
Oh, you've never heard?
Oh, what? You're missing out.
Oh man.
we just got like Skater boy, see you later, boy.
Oh no, Mosher like was always like emos, goths.
Oh,
moshers,
right, yeah,
so it was
that
all
makes
like,
sense.
Just everyone like fitted into one category.
Yeah.
But it's from these Neds that are probably too scared to actually get into a mosh pit, which is actually quite fun. Everyone should try it.
What about you, Lewis? But did you first get your first skateboard?
Well, so I seem to remember like I got a skateboard off a boy when I was like maybe 12 or 13. Like just it was a shit piece. Like the thing was missing wood here, there, and everywhere. And like as I say, I lived in a wee village, so like there was nowhere to really skate, like apart from like my front landing or my front deck, which wasn't really ideal. So like, I remember I never really pursued it much. And then when I was like 18 and had a car, that changed it all for me. And I was in college and same again, like just went skating. I just went skating with these boys that did like a lot of parkour. And then like just like you said, man, like just got the actual fucking itch and just couldn't stop doing it from then. And like it was really good for me. Like it was really good for me at the time. Like I had a lot of shit going on in my life. So skating like was great because it took me out and got me doing like exercise more than anything. Like So I was pretty late too. I was like 18 when I like properly got into actually skating about and going to parks and whatnot. And I'm 22 now. So yeah.
Ooh, still enjoying it, still meeting people through it?
And I love it more. Like Glasgow is the scene here and just what's available like for street skating compared to where I'm from. So
last time
It was like the Glasgow street skating, yeah, for sure, man. Like Transport Museum, like literally everywhere, man. Like
even just getting about, man. Like I skate here, there, and everywhere all the time now. And you know, even just with a wee cruiser board, it's great for the bits in between that aren't so tiled, but. Like some of the spots, you know, you just when you hear that noise, it going tick 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 like over the tiles, it's great.
Man, like it literally reminds me of like either like an EA skate game or like a Tony Hawk's game when you skate through Glasgow. There's like, you know, you're heading to one spot, but you encounter like 13, 20 different spots on the way there, man. So it's like,
this is like obviously a cliche because it's a skateboarding podcast, but Tony Hawk's is literally mentioned in every single episode. So I've decided now what I'm going to start doing is taking a tally of what was your favourite game from the Tony Hawk's, because I'm very invested in it. Like every episode as far what we are now, that's 13, it's been mentioned. So did you play the games?
I didn't again until like much later in life.
Fair enough. What's your favourite though?
Oh, fuck knows, man. Like, this is the one bit like I look like a bit of a twat.
No, it's fine. They were definitely like, you said you were only 22. I'm only like 10 years older than you. At a different time.
It was.
wait, fuck, are you 32, man?
No, I said nearly.
Oh, fuck. You're 31, man.
What's yours?
Oh, man.
2, I feel, is yours.
Dude, it was either like the first Underground game or American Wasteland, because American
Actual
Wasteland
classics
was
right
just fucking all over the place, man. You know, you're literally like tearing down bits from like Hollywood and all and all over like Los Angeles to build this massive skate park at the end that you could skate. But then like Tony Hawk's Underground 1 had the great like career mode where you could get sponsored by companies and go on tour. And then like,
1 was the first one where you didn't have to be on the skateboard, like you could get off and run about.
yeah.
Like all the other ones, it was just like constant.
The first one with like an actual
moving
sort of plot, like a storyline to it.
Yeah.
What about you, Liam?
I'd say that sort of realm, like Underground 2, American Wasteland's like classic. Like I think they're the most fun, replayable.
Yeah.
But like the original, like sort of 1 to 3, I'd say 2's pretty damn good. You know, you could do manuals in that one, so innovation at the time.
What about you, Craig?
Oh, fuck. I mean, Underground 2 American Wasteland was just a brilliant game, man. I remember playing that on the PS2 and being absolutely amazed by it. I was like, what do you mean I can get off of the skateboard and get onto a bike? I was like, what? I was like, that's a skateboarding game.
I forgot about that.
But probably that, and then obviously, you know, pro skater games are always going to be a special place somewhere, but American Wasteland 2. American Wasteland 2?
Wait, they should make American Wasteland 2, like.
Did you discover any? I'm actually going to share a video on the Insta page about this because I watched it this week and it was just basically about like the what's the word? like the iconicness of like the soundtracks and the music in Tony Hawk's, like to so many like people like our age growing up playing those games, it introduced you to so many more bands that you'd probably never heard of, and so many bands didn't make a living out of those games, but they wouldn't be where they were because of those games, because the soundtrack was just such a massive part to it.
It's funny you'd say. I literally watched a mini doc about it yesterday. Like, there's like a guy, he's called like Finn McKenty on YouTube.
Punk rock, NBA.
Yeah, like his stuff, like does lots of music mini docs. He did one about like the importance. Is that the one?
Talking about,
sick. Yeah, it's so cool. Like,
yeah, it gave me the best nostalgia the other day. Like, I went and did dishes after it and was just going through
jamming
like,
the playlist.
It's like, I get nostalgia is a powerful thing, but it just reminds me of being a wee guy and that being sunny outside, but
being
like
a mosher.
Being a mosher.
Simpler times. That's what it was.
Yeah, sunny outside, but I was still inside playing Tony Hawk, like with a blind down for ages. But yeah, as always, we'll do our word of the day. Today's word is progress. What's the first thing that comes to your mind within skateboarding?
I think it's a taboo thing in skating. A lot of folk are always wanting to progress and like learn more, and like they get kind of upset that they're maybe not learning and progressing as well as other people. Like it's a tough one. Like,
I'm lost, man. I'm totally lost. I mean, like, when I was like a lot younger, like that was my main thing. Like, I was wanting to progress. Now I'm kind of like happy with the tricks that I've got. I want to improve them, but I do like to learn some new stuff, you know, on the side. Like, I've been trying to learn switch flips for the past, how long have I been skating for? Like 13 years or something like that. And I've landed 0. So,
it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
Looking at like your progress of when you started skating until now, are you surprised at like what you can do and where you came?
Yeah, actually. Yeah. I wouldn't care. Like, I've got like an album on my phone of like every skate clip I've taken from when I started taking them till now, and it's so wild. Like watching back, like even just the way I balance on the board. Like, whereas now you do a lot of like bobbing and weaving to kind of
you don't even think about it.
Yeah. Whereas back then I'm like, ooh, hands everywhere and like falling off, like going 2 miles an hour. And I'm like, it's wild because you don't. I don't know. It's put into perspective a lot for me about just like doing something and getting better at it, and sticking with it, because I was shit to begin with. Like, I was pretty good at just certain things, like, and I think I had like, I remember like getting drop-ins really quickly, and everyone was like, I thought you got these so quick. But yeah, like, it put into perspective, like, just sticking with it, and you do get better surprisingly. Like, when you just put your mind to it a little bit, and I don't know, it's quite cool.
Yeah. What's something you still want to progress towards?
I mean, I'd love to be able to do airs on a ramp, like vert ramp skating is class. And there's that new one that just got built in Oban. I don't know if you've seen it. It looks insane.
It's covered actually, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like some snowboarder guy. Like, he like purpose built this shed and then built like a 30-foot wide like vert ramp.
Yeah, they were saying,
it actually looks nuts. Like,
they were saying last week, like, you never seen anything about it. It just like appeared.
Yeah, I mean, like, I saw it at the start of the year, like, because I'm like part of the Skateboard Scotland like charity stuff or whatever, and like the guy was like, I'm building this thing, it's happening. You always hear like, all right, cool, whatever, that's not gonna happen, and then it's like, just saw progress pics of this thing, and I'm like, wow, he's actually sinking a lot of money and effort into this.
Yeah, there's a bunch of new parks that popped up recently, actually. Like, the new park at Bankery looks fucking sick.
Oh, it looks class.
It looks so nice, man. Yeah. It looks like proper, nicely built as well.
What about time? Like, do you think there's ever been a time where your progress is like went in the best direction, but in like a specific time? Obviously, the one that would come to mind would be lockdown.
Well, does it have to be lockdown? Because I've definitely got one.
Not at all. That's just an open question.
I've definitely got one where it was like, so like you said, it's like, I mean, I was actually quite a low learner slow learner when I started skateboarding. So it took me like 6 months to learn how to ollie, like 2 years to learn how to kickflip.
Well, I was the same, with that shit.
But after I got like the kickflips down, like literally came like the tray flips, like the heel flips, the switch, like like I just got like so much done between the age of like 15 to 17. Like it was just like took that slow time grinding those, and then like eventually just like progression just started hitting me, and that's when I started getting obsessed with skateboarding more and more.
As you seen it moving along and the more you could do.
Pretty much, man. I mean, even like dropping in like was a hassle. Like I actually broke my wrist the first time I tried to drop in.
Damn.
It was actually don't know if you've ever heard of Glasgow Skatepark. It's like a metal.
I've heard of it. I had a friend
a metal dropping.
How big is that? I went to uni in Glasgow.
Well, this was
never heard of it.
This was back,
like old, is it not?
This was back in like 2009 when I started skateboarding. And
I just must have missed it.
I got taken to that skate park because I was like passing through there. I tried to drop in. I think my dad was trying to get me to drop in, but there's like a metal bit sticking out the bottom. And he was like pressuring me to just do it. I was like, fine. I was wearing like a helmet and like knee pads, but no like wrist pads or elbow pads for some reason. I went down, like just slammed. My helmet broke. My head was fine. My helmet broke. Like I had a broken wrist, and I was like, fuck. But then years later, I kind of avoided it. But then I got bullied into skating again, and now I love skating transition. So yeah,
I felt so bad because like I got these drop-ins like really quick compared to like all-in. I think I was the same. It was like 8 months took me to get one all in the back of this fucking car park once. But yeah, I took my friend and was like, yeah, just drop in, it's easy, and just totally planted it like face flat on this little mini ramp. Oh.
Off the back of that then, right, after skating for years, have you noticed your progress declining?
Felt like it plateaued.
That's probably
I've got really comfortable and just not really done more.
Comfy and like you know what you like to skate and what you like to do, and I think it just becomes like a kind of repetition to just slightly perfect it, or just like I don't know, with like having jobs and like adult responsibilities, you only get like a finite amount of time to skate per week, so it's like getting the reps more than anything. I feel sometimes.
I think like you're saying as well about progress though. And like in relation to that, like sometimes I think if I think too hard about progressing, it doesn't become fun. Like I'm not skating just for the sake of skating. So I try to be really like mindful of that.
Yeah, if it like naturally sort of comes, you're like, that sounds like a nice thing to try, and then see if it works or not. Yeah,
because I think for me, like skating offers so much more like focus for me. Because you have to focus so hard, and I think if I'm thinking too hard about progressing at the same time, like I lose that. Because I'm thinking I need to get this, and I'm like you're saying, like not letting it come naturally.
Yeah, you just all of a sudden have to like switch your brain off from like thinking about I need to do this. It's just let it come. I guess.
Do you want to do this or not? Because usually actually like in games of skate with people, like I actually accidentally come close to a trick, and I'm like, I could actually learn that. Like that's the kind of progression I'm at right now. It's like I don't actively think I need to learn this now. I used to back in the day where I was like, I need to learn this trick, but then sometimes just comes like randomly, accidentally, or like spontaneously, and you're just like, it could be fun to try.
Sometimes even just being around, especially in a game of skate, like you're just with somebody, like fucking try it, and then you try it, and like you're saying, like
someone does like like I don't know, like fucking like switch laser flip or something. You're like, I've no fucking got that, but I'm gonna try it, and then you're like come close to spinning it. You're like, you know what? Maybe.
Liam, see when you agreed to come on, which by the way it's been in the works for you for ages to come on, I forgot about this picture.
Oh, the loop picture.
What is that? Like,
right. So
I originally found this on Google.
Wait, fuck, is that
I
you?
never knew that was you.
Okay, honestly, man.
So that was from Queen of the Dean, like 2016 or 17. So Queen of the Dean's like the king of the road thrasher sort of thing that I can't remember the old skate shop in Aberdeen used to do.
Borderline, wasn't it?
Borderline, I think it was
For
them.
the guys that can't see the picture, I'll put the picture up on our Instagram, and if you're watching the YouTube video right now, you'll be able to see it. But like, audio describe this.
It's the loop board that like Mark Gonzalez made like originally, like I think it's the 90s maybe. But his whole thing was like when the kicktails started like coming up from like flat boards, he's like they'll just all link up together, and the crazy mind of Mark Gonzalez, and then he like done that. So one of the challenges in that thing was to like recreate like Mark Gonzalez stuff, and I was like, we're making a loop. Like I'm not, no ifs nor buts. This is the only time we'll get to do this. I had to like salvage like so many boards. Like I like hoard enough of like my old decks and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like trying to find trucks and wheels are like just like I'm like, I don't care who you are, I need a set of trucks off you for like a day. And it was like, just trying to figure out how to make that, like just drilling boards and like screwing them all together.
Cool
like
as fuck.
And like we started building it at the skate park, and then the drill ran out of power, and we're like, shit, what do we do? So we had to like cart it all back to a mate's house. So we like put all the seats in his car, and there's like 4 boards like kind of janky together, like sticking out the window and stuff like that, trying to just like put it together. And we built it in his kitchen, and we're like, well, what do we do now? Like we've got this huge arch of skateboard. We're like, how do we get downstairs? So it's like, it was a mess. Like, but it was sick. It was like, I can link you the clip. There's like some footage of us.
Definitely.
We had it like we're like
description.
spinning it around like it's some like circus thing. Like folk are doing tricks through it, and like you can like sit in it like it's like a little hammock and like ride down the street and stuff. It's like it's so stupid, but it's like insanely heavy. Not practical, but
when they all like puzzled together, was it quite like? Were they quite locked, or was it pretty?
It's pretty decent. I mean, they are all like
it's a bunch of boards
drilled together, but it's like, it's you know.
I never know it was drilled, man.
I thought it was like a weird way to like kind of lock them together. Not like the Pringle loop where it just works. Like, we had to like you just kind of put them together and just like drill through them and just like bolt it in and hope that it doesn't like fall apart. But it was kind of crazy silly.
Wait, so what year was that you did that?
I think it was like 2017.
Right. Okay.
It was like the last one before like Borderline like shut down, and then there was like that lull before Seed kind of picked it back up again.
Yeah, because it was just the premiere like not long ago actually.
Yeah, it was
last weekend.
Yeah, last weekend when we recorded this.
So I remember seeing that photo a while ago, and I was like, "Fucking, I'm sitting right next to the guy that did that." I'm getting pretty flustered right here, man.
It's just celebrity status coming through, you know.
I thought it was like I don't know what word to use, like some American like out of Thrasher or something. I posted that on the page, and then I think you messaged me.
Like,
where did you get that? I was like, oh my god, is that like you? Was that in Scotland? That's nuts.
Because that's the thing. I didn't know where it was posted. Like it's like my Facebook profile picture or whatever from like ages ago.
Skateboarding, but like Google image search.
There you go.
Literally,
the metadata. Like, call that bad boy.
But going back to what we're talking about winter. What are you going to do to make sure you keep skating through this winter?
Dungarees.
It's all in the dungarees. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Car parks. Maybe save up a bit overtime to go to indoor skate parks. Preferably maybe the Loading Bay, because it's got a lot more options over there, and I'm not going to like slide out if I try and drop in. I'm not mentioning any parks. Please don't ban me.
Nah, I know the park in question, and it's very. One day you could go and it's like the grippiest thing in the world, and the next day
it's fun.
A crazy slip and slide. It's like, what's going on here? Like,
it's fun, man. But I paid £9 for 2 hours not to go to fucking Waterworld.
I know. I'm just gonna hit Kingston, man. I really want to go and just keep skating outside.
I've always wondered what that's like during the winter, man.
It's just the cold.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get past the cold, like,
there's
that past the initial like 5
fine line
of
of winter skating where if you get too hot and sweaty and it goes cold, and it's like game over.
Well, my wee method was like, so I mean, I don't know when we're gonna get Bristol Square open back up again, because that's usually our spot in Edinburgh, but like if that does open, like when it was open back in the day during winter, like my little warm up was like just do like 2 or 3 laps around there, like full pelt skating, and I'm kind of warmed up a wee bit. I'm like, cool, right, I can just continue skating as normal until you get a slam. You slam right on your hand, and you're like, right, I'm going home.
That's it. That's very true.
Anything you guys want to plug?
Can I put my phone on charge?
I'm surprised it's taken 13 weeks for someone to say that.
He's done it.
Obviously, I'll plug Craig. He is at Can He Take Photos on Instagram. He's done photos for us and done like loads of photos all over Scotland. Some outside Scotland as well. He went down to England.
I mean, I done some stuff in Liverpool a wee while ago, but
oh, nice.
It was alright. It wasn't great, you know.
No, like, they were good.
Love Liverpool, but
I don't know. I make some art. Like I'm a graphic designer by trade, so
Cool.
if you want to look at that, you can. It's like Burn Club 18 on Instagram.
We'll link it. We'll link it.
Guess that's a plug.
I just had to go on my phone right now, see what I could plug. I guess in Edinburgh we do have the Leaf DIY ramp there, and I guess maybe they're always looking for funding because the guy Rory is like doing little projects outside. Just his own ramp, he's doing projects outside as well. And maybe you could do the funding, so it's like at Leaf DIY on Instagram.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It looks really scary, I think, just personally, mate.
The Leaf DIY ramp.
Yeah.
It's quite fun, but I did end up breaking my nose there. Like, where do I go? That's nothing to do
Every
with the
time
ramp,
you've
though.
mentioned a fucking ramp, you've broken something, man. Like,
What ramp?
Actually, no, I wasn't talking about that ramp before. This is the first time I'm talking about that one. I was talking about another one before. But I know it was nothing to do that. It was just me. I just skated it and then just went full. Broke my nose. I had to get
Exploded
readjusted and that. Morphine was great though, man.
Oh my God.
Don't take drugs unless it's prescribed to you by the hospital and your local NHS.
I've got nothing to plug.
Nothing.
I've got an Instagram. Lewis Man is a lady. There you go. Double N.
I'm going to
That's
plug
about
Dunoon Skatepark. I mean, obviously, it doesn't as of such exist, but there's some guys over there trying to really push just now to get funding for a new skate park. The link is currently in our Linktree. So just a fucking petition, man. It takes like 2 minutes, just like
Show some
sign
support.
it.
Yeah.
Again, it just goes back to what I was saying earlier at the start of the episode. A lot of people aren't from cities in this country. It isn't easy to get to indoor parks in winter, but also like to be in a more rural town, I guess, like that, to not even have an outside skate park or a severely run down one, like, it just makes a lot of difference to a lot of people. So I don't know.
Could have the next Tony Hawk on that island. You just never know if the park's terrible, you know?
Yeah.
Tony Hawk Foundation, where you at, man? Get down to
I know.
Scotland right now.
Have they done any in Scotland?
I don't know if
I don't even
they're-
know if they've done anything in the UK, man.
Yeah, I was
Like,
going to say UK there, but I was like, nah, I must have done something in London. But then I thought about it again. I was like,
I mean,
nah.
you can come down to Edinburgh for the Gumball Rally, but you can't build a few skate parks here, man.
As always, what we'll do is song of the day. So everyone's picked a song for our Spotify playlist. I think we're currently at like 40 or 50 songs on it, and sometimes I'm just still shuffling and like, what the fuck is that? What is that?
Are you on the Spotify as well?
I know, I'm like,
Oh wait, do we have to pick a song?
Yeah, pick
Oh,
a
shit.
I
song.
do. I just want to get the name of the song
my
right.
music taste is a terrible mess. Like,
I'll go first. Mine's, I just had it as well. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but it's like Lycanthrope by Plus 44. I've had it on repeat a lot this week.
Well, I'm going to go for a different approach and mispronounce the artist's name. The song's called Rob the Supermarket by Kid Capiche.
Try saying that 10 times fast.
Kid Capiche? I'm going to go with that, yeah.
I'll throw in a curveball and put Lafayette by Orville Peck. Like,
Oh, okay.
some country, you know. But
Yeah. No, I do like
it's
them.
pretty fun, you know.
I do
It's
like
decent.
them.
Like I'm like, you know, mosher orientated, if you will. Like, you know, I like a lot of
Yeah.
metal and noise, but I don't know. I got a soft spot for country music sometimes. It just like it's good. Like
he's riding the wave of it now. Did he not do a song with Shania?
yeah, he's
recently?
he's just like everywhere now. Like it's class. Like
Craig.
Well, I mean, I'm just going to go for a wee Glasgow local band called Gallus. They've got a new tune out called Are You Finished? And it's been pretty good listening to that as well.
Did you say Gallus?
Yeah.
Oh,
Gallus.
I've played with Gallus before.
Class, man.
Yeah.
Good boys.
Shout out to Gallus.
I fucking like Gallus.
I'm gonna go Archie Marry Me by, I think they're Always. I don't know. It's a really sweet little tune. It's nice to just like, I don't know, dance around my gaff to. Headphones in and just like get a little
Fair enough.
airy-fairy.
I've loved this playlist. There's so many like artists. It's like a giant Tony Hawk game.
Yeah.
That's like so many people when they come on here, they just say something. I'm like, never heard of them, but put it on the playlist. And I'm like, oh, I actually quite like that. And then
I
go
like
onto their
that one.
page. And like, since we started recording, there's so many people now that I'm like, wow, I would have never have known about them, him, her, they without the podcast. So it's very good. It's very
Definitely
good.
submit this soundtrack to Tony Hawk for the next time, man, for sure.
I mean, I would be
Guest
here for
playlist on
that. That'd be great. Just to finish, for anyone that's listening outside of Scotland, or apparently even now maybe the West Coast or Glasgow, what is a mosher?
A pretty fucking sound dude. Very friendly.
I don't know how you even put it into like I don't know what the American equivalent of a mosher would be.
A scene kid. A scene kid.
Like
I think scene's pretty. Is that not like a sort of UK kind of thing? Or?
No, scene's all over. Like
yeah.
I was very, very scene at the time. It was like just after emo, maybe like
it's like new age emo.
2008. Yeah, 2007 or 8, I would say scene. She had like the long hair at the front, but like the spiky hair at the back. There was a lot of Hello Kitty.
I feel like you could have like, you know, a little bit of a Venn diagram or like a family tree going on with like mosher at the top and then all these like
where it trickles out,
categories and genres.
Do you remember Raccoon Tales?
As a
girls
scene kid,
had,
like,
yeah, they were really seen. It was like when girls had like, or guys, I had it, like a blonde bit in their hair, but there was like black lines across the hair.
Fuck yeah, man. That's
I
like
guess it looked
very
like a Raccoon
2000s.
Tail. Yeah.
Intense.
Obviously, my dad was just not having it. So what I did was I dyed mine blonde, and when I would go to school, I would use my mum's mascara to like
colour it
draw in the
nice.
lines across.
That's
the
commitment to the
blonde
colour.
hair.
It's like, you know.
That's effort, man. That's a lot of dedication.
But I think a mosher, again, this is totally open to interpretation. This would just be, mine would be like, it was like before emo, let's see, like before the pure sad emo with like the fringe and the kind of sadness of emo, more of the baggy clothes,
Just
more like
metal
Limp
and
Bizkit,
yeah,
like
metal
new metal,
enthusiasts.
but not quite like emo.
Kind of like the pop punk era, maybe like the early 2000s,
Kind of like
maybe.
the aggressive brother of pop punk, maybe.
Yeah. Like maybe,
yeah.
I don't know, like Bad Religion kind of fans, you know, like where do they kind of sit? Like the Offspring, are they like pop punk? Are they punk? Are they metal? Like what, where? Yeah.
Black nails. Black nails would definitely fit in with a mosher, I would say.
Some long hair you can swing about like
Black
a madman,
nails.
you know, or
Black
whatever.
nails, that is.
Yeah, chat.
I'll have it clean, you know.
And a lot of flames. Like flame socks, like socks with flames on them, or like wristbands with flames.
New rocks with flames.
Or like that, the primary school disco shirt, the black shirt with flames at the bottom.
That's the gateway.
Oh,
That's how you get in. Like
Gateway.
the flames
you got
help
a
you with
flame
your
shirt, it's game over. Like
Extra points if the flames are like blue or
the
green.
flames help you with your knee slides on the dance floor. For sure.
I loved them. I loved it. I've started buying a lot. I mean, a lot of it's come back out now. I've bought a few flame stuff lately, and I'm living for it.
there's a lot of Y2K trash going around. Like it's like that's the hot look these days. Like
He always reminds me of the guy off of Diners, Drive-Ins and Dives. Did you ever watch that?
Guy Fieri or something like that.
I was like, this is so bad I don't know his name. This guy like went around America like trying all this like shit trash food and like all these like diners. He'd spiky peroxide.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They always
his
wore, like,
name,
a
man.
massive flame
he'd be a
t-shirt.
fan of Limp Bizkit. Like
The groupie.
Yeah. But thanks all of you guys for coming down today. Where have you all came from today? This is another episode that I love because not everyone's been from Glasgow.
I'm literally just around the corner and finished them.
Okay, take it back.
I'm from Perth, so we're on the east coast, like an hour away from Glasgow.
Leaf, Edinburgh.
Oh, Ballaghan, just outside Glasgow, but it's not.
But yeah, as always, thanks so much for coming in, taking the effort to come down. All of these guys' Instagram handles will be on the page. You can follow them all from there. But yeah, thanks for coming on. Hope you all had fun.
Thank you for having me.
Have a good
Cheers.
Halloween, because remember, it's
Yeah.
Halloween.
Halloween, spooky season.
Definitely Halloween right now, yeah. Happy Halloween.